Alright, welcome to this review for the new Codex supplement Traitor Legions. So I've already reviewed the Chaos Space Marine Codex. That's been out for a long time, but I've got that one done first, and now I'm going to review the Traitor Legions Codex supplement here. A lot of buzz, a lot of hype about this one. I think it's gone down well with Chaos players, which is one of the more neglected groups in 40k, miniatures wise and Codex and rules wise as well. But apparently some of the benefits in here are really good. So we'll take a look at the Codex, run through all the different entries and so on, and then I'm going to come at it from an angle of if I was to collect one of the different groups, and there's all different ones represented in here, so I'll pass comment on the different types of Chaos Space Marines that you can get. There is a whole host, there's a lovely variety when it comes to collecting Chaos. Colour scheme wise, style wise, and then rules as well. You can really match an army to fit your own theme that you're after. So Traitor Legions is what we're going to review. Here I've got mine from gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop at a discounted rate, 15% off, and then if your order comes to over £100 they give an extra 5% off, and then if you're in the UK and your order comes to over £40 you get free postage as well, so you can check them out. That's gamingfigures.com. So Traitor Legions there, really nice colour artwork here on the front. Colour scheme wise, really nice. Love the blue, the gold, and then this turquoise mixed with this sort of purpley colour as well. It's a real nice sort of corrupty alien sort of feel to it. You know, you wouldn't expect regular Space Marines, but it suits Chaos, this kind of colour scheme. So new Thousand Suns here, and I have to say the miniatures are really nice, and that's the way I think Chaos should be done. The miniatures should be redone up to the standard of the new miniatures that you're seeing. It seems like Games Workshop are starting to do that, which is exciting times for Chaos players. Do like the new Thousand Suns, but we'll come to that as we go along, because the new units are in here. So colour scheme there they are, the new Thousand Suns. I will say, not keen on the Magnus the Red. Understand he's part of the big storyline and so on, but just miniatures wise, just reminds me of when Warhammer 8th edition was coming towards its end, and all these big creatures were coming out, one big creature after the next. Just reminds me of that, so not too keen on that. More interested in the standard miniatures here, these new Chaos Thousand Sun Marines. I would be more would prefer these more than collecting something like that. So, but there's a whole spread of different types. I don't know if you call them chapters or not. Traitor Legions, there you go. So it's the different Traitor Legions Chaos. So there they are, the Black Legion, famous one. Difficult, I think, to master as far as colour scheme is concerned. You've only already got black and gold to play with. Maybe a colour scheme that would look good with different weathering techniques, like sort of old blood sort of washes and so on, a rusty sort of look, dusting effect around the feet, and maybe I think the Black Legion would look better with those kind of effects. But just painted up gold and black, I think it's difficult to make them look believable, but I still think they can look pretty good just with some extra effects. And there's Alpha Legion, quite a nice colour scheme. Do like the colours used for them. Iron Warriors, they can look pretty good as well. I've seen some different armies of those on YouTube, and they do look nice. And then Night Lords, famous on the channel already for Brian collecting those, and a very nice job he's done. I think that's about the best artwork I've seen of Night Lords. Just I love the helmet on the face on that one. It does look really cool. So I can see why Brian collected them. Just there, so that's the Night Lords. Word Bearers, Ben had them for a while. I'm not sure if he has them anymore, but it was the red Word Bearers he had there. World Eaters. Then Thousand Suns, and the real emphasis is on these at the moment because they've been redone. Maybe Games Workshop are going to redo these others as well. I think they will. They should do, really. Death Guard as well, nice theme behind them. Emperor's Children, probably, in my opinion, the weirdest of them all. And yeah, so that's that. Legions of the Dark Gods, as your showcase here, is Black Legion painted up. I think they look really nice on the new, or the newer miniatures that you got with the Dark Vengeance set. Those Chaos Chosen look really nice, but for regular, so I'm just not keen on them here in this kind. Not keen on them here in this kind of format here. The old Terminators just doesn't look too good, in my opinion. Just there. Right, then there's Iron Warriors here. They can look pretty good. They're quite iconic. Colour scheme for them does match Royal Chaos. Alpha Legion. Was tempted to collect those a while ago. Did like the way that colour scheme comes out. The Night Lords here. They come out really, really nice. The Dark Vengeance miniatures have been painted up in this colour scheme. The navy colour and then the gold effect. Looks really, really good. Not so keen on these head crests here, these bat wings. Don't think they look quite so good. Word bearers just here. And then Forces of Khorne here. By the looks of it, facing off against the Blood Angels. They're the new Thousand Sons, which do look nice in their legions here. Games Workshop, 10 out of 10 job they've done resculpting these. Can't fault the new Thousand Sun miniatures here. Very, very good. Emperor's Children, they're one of the neglected factions, legions, and then the Death Guard here. Nice theme for them. So that's the different options there. Plenty of different colour schemes and styles available for Chaos. So on to the rules next then, for Traitor Legions. Again, so updates here for Chaos Vindicators. So you get the Linebreaker Bombardment here if you take a unit of 3 of them. And then for the Chaos Predators, if you've got 3 of them, the unit gets Monster Hunter and Tank Hunter. Let's just bring them up to the level of Space Marines really, who have those kind of benefits as well. Which is fair. So onto some units then. We're going to look at some unit entries first of all, and then there's detachments, formations and so on later on. So Khan the Betrayer I have covered already, I believe. I'm not going to go through stuff that's covered in other Codex reviews. So you've got Chaos, Space Marines, Codex, and then Traitor's Hate as well as one you can check out. I've got Chaos units covered on there, some formations covered on there, and then some of the psychic powers and so on covered on that video as well. So we'll leave Khan the Betrayer. We'll go on to Ahriman. So this is a new one here, new miniature. We'll cover this one here. I think he's in the regular Chaos Space Marine Codex, but new miniature we'll just cover him anyway. Yeah, it does look very impressive indeed, very weird. Not sure if the rules are the same. Probably are, but we'll cover it anyway. 230 points, very, very expensive. Really expensive. 230 points is a lot. So weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, LD10 and 3+ save. So that's a pretty low stat line for the points, so there's got to be other values here. So an Inferno bolt pistol, I think we'll check that out. Just to get this new Inferno, well not new, but this Inferno rule here. It's going to be featuring for the Thousand Sons. So it's here. Range 12, strength 4, AP 3. It's an AP 3 pistol, which is nice. Frag and crack grenades, Aura of Dark Glorious. It's a 5+ invulnerable save. Champion of Chaos, fearless, independent character, Mark of Zench. So I think that adds +1 to his invuln save, just in the Chaos Space Marine Codex there, so it becomes a 4+ save. I think that's how it works. Mark of Zench. Yeah, +1 to invuln save, and you can max it out to a 3+. You can't. That's a shame because you would love to have done. If it was possible, you can't do it here, but I'd love to have maxed out with different bonuses try to max out an invuln to a 2+, perhaps on a model or on a whole unit, but you can never go better than 3+ invuln. But these 5+ invuln becomes 4+ with a +1 for Mark of Zench just there. So I think, even though as outdated, in a way it's outdated, as old as this codex is, I think you still need this to run this book here, because you'll be referring back to it for all the different entries for different rules. They're not all re-summarised in this one. Mastery level 4, so it's incredibly high mastery level. That's probably what the points is for. So 230 points. Veterans of the Long War, again, need to go to the Chaos Codex for that one. Master of Deception for Warlord trait. And then he is able to take powers from Biomancy, Demonology, Divination, Ectomancy, Geomortis, Heretic, Pyromancy, Sinistrum, Telekinesis, Telepathy, and Zench Discipline. So a lot of points, a lot of powers available there. And then it's this disc. I thought it would be included in the points cost, but actually it's 30 points to take that disc of Zench just there. Master of the Rubricae. In a primary detachment includes Aramon. Rubric Marines have troops instead of elites, which is handy enough. Then the Black Staff of Aramon. Black Staff of Aramon as a profile allows Aramon to attempt to manifest the same Witchfire power up to 3 times per psychic phase. Well, that's pretty deadly. If you can fire something, you can fire it 3 times in the same turn. That is pretty good. Other than that, it's a standard force staff there, +2 strength, AP4, melee and force. So it's dangerous enough. It's definitely you want to surround and protect. With a, I suppose, Thousand Suns would be a good bodyguard unit with an invuln save. They're going to be able to withstand hits from virtually any type of weapon. So a large unit of Thousand Suns, bury him inside, then just let him cast all of his psychic powers. And quite an imposing miniature. So nice sculpt work they've done there. Looks really, really nice. So then, and in my opinion, one that looks just as nice, actually, is the Exalted Sorcerer here, who's a fair bit less in points, 160 points for him. So, I mean, I'm going to say at this stage, out of all at the moment, as things currently stand with the miniatures that are currently released, if I was to go for Chaos, it probably would be. It would be Thousand Suns. They used to be very, very low on the list. But when I saw the new miniatures, and Games Workshop had done a really good job on them, and the sort of the nice colour scheme, sort of revamped colour scheme, just not that standard blue and gold. It's more of a turquoisey tinge to it. That's edged it now and made it, I think, a really nice colour scheme indeed. And that burnished sort of gold, you see them here. I just think now these are my favourites, I think. And they're very nice theme as well, and they're totally different to any kind of Space Marine chapters I've already got. Don't have anything like them, don't have any blues. James's Ultramarines, but still these look totally different. So you don't want to have collect Chaos Space Marines. They look very similar to to regular Space Marines already have. You want something that's completely unique, nice showcase sort of army. Thousand Suns would fit that role, but still not sure yet. So stat line is virtually the same as Aramon. It's all the same stat line, so you don't lose anything there. Still got all of the same war gear here. Still fearless, just mastery level 2, which may well just be enough. And then everything else is the same. Still access to loads of different powers here. Lord of the Silver Tower, special rule. Once per battle, instead of firing in the shooting phase, an Exalted Sorcerer can call upon the deadly firepower of his Silver Tower in the form of a coruscating beam. So once per game you can fire an unlimited range, strength 9 AP2, heavy 1 blast, lance, 1 use only. It's pretty good power. 1 use only though, pretty good power. Next 25 points you can bump him up to mastery level 3. He can then, and this is quite perhaps an advantage, and that is over Aramon. Aramon's fixed with his war gear, but this guy can then take items from the rewards and artifacts lists. There's multiple lists out there, and then you can take a disc of Zinch as well. So just in the Chaos Space Marine Codex, so Chaos Rewards, just to summarise them, there's Aura of Dark Glory, 5+ Invine, has it anyway. Combat Familiar, 2 additional strength for AP-hits. Juggernaut of Khorne, I suppose he could take that. Disc of Zinch is +1 attack and becomes Jet Bike. That's not bad. Palanquin of Nurgle, right, okay. Steed of Slanesh, Gift of Mutation, can be before deployment roll on the Chaos Boon table. Ichor Blood, inflicts unsafe wounds on the model with Ichor Blood, immediately takes strength 3 AP4 hit. And then Spell for me, reroll failed psychic test, maybe that's something you want to consider for him. So that's the options available. And then artifacts, there's different ones. Well, there's artifacts here for Thousand Suns and so on. We'll cover that a bit later on. So a bit more flexibility of him perhaps, and he gets a unique power as well. And I think the miniature, I suppose these are varieties of the same thing. So there's loads of different, well not loads, but there's 3 different poses here. I think this one's my favourite, but there's others you can do as well. So then, I think Games Workshop, knowing that Thousand Suns are very expensive in points and didn't want to change that as such, you know, to make them worse and make them cheaper, they've added in a cheap unit you can help to bulk your army out with. So Zangors, I think that's how they're pronounced. They're 70 points for 10. They're very, very cheap, only 7 points each. Do look really odd and strange, but I think for Chaos, you know, there's no complaints with weirdness. It's meant to be. It's the way it's meant to be for them. So, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 3, strength 3, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 3, 1 attack, leadership 7, and a 6+ saves. Not that amazing. Weapon skill 4, toughness 4 is quite cool. For 7 points, it's not bad. 2 close combat weapons, you're going to get the extra attack. They do have Mark of Zench. They are on a 5+ Invuln save. And then they've got Relic Hunters, models with this special can reroll all failed to hit rolls in combat against any models equipped with a relic or their faction's equivalent. For example, Chaos Artifact. It's quite rare, that's going to come in helpful. You may include up to 20 additional Zangors. You have a massive horde of them. Yeah. And then you can replace both combat weapons with an auto pistol and chainsword. So you drop the extra attack and then take a pistol. Oh no, sorry, you don't. You keep the extra attack because pistol and chainsword. So you don't lose the attack, you just get a shooting ability for a point. May well be worth it. And then you may upgrade one Zangor to a Twist Bray. Now, Twist Bray just gives them, you get an extra attack, extra leadership, and then that's it. There's a character. May not want to bother if you say you're burying a sorcerer inside them, perhaps. May not want to bother spending out the 10 points to upgrade that model. Just for some slight bonuses there, you just have him in there. It's just going to make them fearless, and you could do a massive blob of 20, 30 of them, big bodyguard, and then just fire out your psychic powers protected by that big bubble. Might be a way to go with those. Instead of, unit 10, they're just going to get blown away, morale's going to fail. You want something to enhance and make them better. Miniatures wise, I think they look alright. I think they're nice. The colour scheme for them is very, very nice indeed. They're so weird, they are so weird, but I think that's what you want really. Nice washes here. You've got the gold trim, and then there's like a purple tinged plate armour and scale armour here as well. And then the blue, there's some orange picked out, some turquoise colours being brought in. Lovely spread of different colours being used in those. So as weird as they are, they do look the part. They match in perfectly with Thousand Suns. Here they are. I mean, very, very striking colour scheme, style, and the sculpting here is top notch here from Games Workshop. Nice theme as well. Psychers being buried in standard units, coming as part of the unit, is different for sure. So elites here then. So they're troops, by the way. There's Zangors, but Rubric Marines here, 150 points for 4 of them. Very expensive indeed. Standard Space Marine or Chaos Space Marine stat line, except their leadership 10 as standard. And then in there, because they're 150 points, it's because in there is a aspiring sorcerer who leads them. Same stat line, but just he has an extra attack, 2 attacks. So they come with Aura of Dark Glory. So 5+ invuln here for the whole unit, which is good. Then you combine that with Mark of Zench, which they have here, which makes them a 4+ invuln. Then the Inferno Bolt gun. I'll just come back to that. Standard range here, no, it's the same as a bolter here, range 24, strength 4, but AP 3, and they are rapid fire. And then Forced Stave here, Inferno Bolt Pistol, and Aura of Dark Glory for the Sorcerer, just there, again looks really nice. And then he can only take powers from Zinch. Champion of Chaos for the Sorcerer. Fearless is for everybody, so never going to run. Mark of Zench said, Master level 1. The Psyker, slow and purposeful. So that means I don't think they're going to be able to do sweeping advances, but they can shoot and charge. They can't do run moves either, I don't think, but they can shoot and charge, I believe. And then Veterans of the Long War as well. You can include up to 15 additional Rubric Marines, so 23 points a model. I mean, significantly higher than regular Space Marine, but still pretty good. I mean, you get every one of these you take off the table in a game, you know, for casualties wise, it's going to hurt. 23 points a time. Any Rubric Marine may replace the Inferno Bolt gun with a Warp Flamer. Warp Flamer's template weapon, strength 4, AP 4. At the end, and then Warp Flame. At the end of each phase, any unit that suffer 1 or more unsaved wounds during the phase from an attack with this special rule, or from an attack made by a model with this special rule, must take a toughness test. If the test is failed, the unit immediately suffers D3 wounds with no armor or cover saves allowed. If the test is passed, all models in the unit gain Feel No Pain. 6+ special rule for the rest of the game. Any models in the unit that have already have the Feel No Pain special rule instead have +1 Feel No Pain for the rest of the game. Chaos is fickle, so you can actually end up giving a bonus to the opponent there. But any unit must take a toughness test. It's not models, it's per unit. So 1 test and you take D3 wounds. It's easily passed though, and then you end up giving them Feel No Pain. So a little bit weird. The cost of that is 7 points. Probably wouldn't bother with the Warp Flamer. Not sure about that one. For every 10 models in the unit, 1 Rubric Marine may replace their Inferno Bolt gun with a Soul Reaper cannon. Does look brilliant. The look of it's superb. It's 25 points, so expensive, and I think it's 5 points more than a regular assault cannon. But it is good. They're roughly the same. It's range 24, strength 5, AP 3. That's the good part, is AP 3, and then heavy 4, and rending. It's not as strong as an assault cannon. Assault cannon strength 6, but the AP 3 I think is pretty good. 25 points for that. Probably would go for one of those. So I'll probably just go for unit 10. Soul Reaper cannon. And then, but that's going to be, that will be 15. You're looking at about 300 points. God, it's so expensive. Sorcerer replaces Inferno Bolt Pistol with a Warp Flame Pistol. So template strength 3, AP 5, Warp Flame. He may take Melter Bombs, 5 points. He may take a Gift of Mutations, 10 points. Again, rules in the Chaos Codex. 1 unit may take an Icon of Flame, that's just here, and painted up really nice. 135. So all bolt guns, combi bolters, heavy bolters, bolt pistols and inferno weapons carried by a model with the mark of Zench in a unit equipped have Soul Blaze. You start setting things on fire. It's an easy rule to forget, so you have to remember to use that. The rules for Icon of Flame replace those found in Chaos Codex Space Marines. A bit of break. There is a bit of break up at the moment. You've got because this book is a little bit disjointed here, and then you've got the older Chaos Space Marine Codex, and you've got Traitor's Hate. So for Chaos, it's sort of, they're doing bits for them, which may be frustrating for Chaos. There's good stuff coming through, but it's sort of being done through broken up releases. So you've got to refer back to this book and back to there, and checking you've got the updated rule and so on. So I would find that a bit annoying. I wish they would do. See, I wish they would do. I can't see why they didn't do it, and that is just a separate codex for each of the Chaos Legions, and not campaign books or anything like that, but just say Thousand Suns Codex, all the Thousand Sun Codex units in there, all the rules in there for them, detachments, formations, psychic powers, artifacts, the whole lot, everything in there, and all nicely in one publication. If you want to collect Thousand Suns, you buy that book. Everything's in there. I think that's better than buying bits of books, but maybe that's something they'll do in the future, especially with new miniature releases. To release new miniatures in a, that should have been the front cover of the Thousand Suns Codex, but they've done a supplement instead, which is a shame in my opinion. Would rather have seen the books come out, but doesn't matter. We'll carry on here. Gives you rotation. One model in the unit may take an icon of flame, covered that, and you can take a rhino as dedicated transport. Not sure how you paint. I've never seen a Thousand Suns rhino painted up, so not sure how that would look. And it just would remind me too much of regular Space Marines, so probably wouldn't bother the rhino. I know it'd be handy for moving them around. Again, difficult. Him firing out of the hatch would be quite cool. Great unit though. Look really nice. With all the taller head crests and so on, they're higher than regular Space Marines, and do look very imposing indeed. I think they've changed the blue on these. They've gone for more of an Egyptian gold blue combination. I think it used to be a lot more of a darker standard blue, and this colour is better, sort of more of a turquoisey tinge, slight turquoisey tinge to it. I think it looks a lot better. So that's that. Then Scarab Occult Terminators. Unique, nicely done, nicely themed Terminators here for the Thousand Suns. Nice weaponry. Do like these Egyptian sickle sword type power weapons here on these. Look great. So 250 points for 5. Expensive enough. Does come with weapon skill 5 Occult Sorcerer here with 2 wounds. For them, leadership 10, 2 up save. And then Terminator armor, so they are going to be on a 5+ invuln save anyway. We'll look up the combi bolter here, Inferno combi bolter. Here it's range 24, strength for AP3, rapid fire, twin links. Nice and reliable, cool. So decent enough. Yeah, decent weapon that. Then same Terminator armor, Inferno combi bolter for stave. This sorcerer can take powers from Biomancy, Demonology, Malefic, Divination, Ectomancy, Geomortis, Heretic, Pyromancy, Sinistrum, Telekinesis, Telepathy and Zinch disciplines. So big spread for him. Decent, looks really cool as well. Champion of Chaos, Fearless, again, Mark of Zinch, Master level 2 as well for him. Veterans Long War, so this is way better here. Way better. They're 40 points a model, which is fine. Can't see any problem there. Now what's interesting here is no Aura of Dark Glory for these. So their invuln save will be 5+ for Terminator armor, and then still the Mark of Zench, their invuln save is going to be 4+, so no complaints. For every 5 models in the unit, one Scarab Occult Terminator replaces Inferno Combi Bolter with a Heavy Warp Flamer, which is strength 5 AP3 template, which is nasty enough. That is 15 points, it's not bad. And then the Soul Reaper Cannon is 30 points for this guy, which is 5 points more than, it's kind of weird, 5 points more than you're paying for these guys, so not sure what's going on with that one, why you'd pay more, but maybe better protected inside the Terminator unit. For every 5 models in Unit 1's Scarab Occult Terminator may also take a Hellfire missile rack. Interesting. That's 20 points. Oh right, it's very similar to the Typhoon missiles, I think. Strength 8, AP3, Heavy 2. Okay. So you may also take, so I think you'd be allowed to go for 2 weapon types then. Oh, here it is. I was just looking for it on the miniatures here. It's just tucked on a... Here, you'd almost miss it. It's just on his back here for this guy. It says the missile's just tucked in there. So you could go for 1 heavy weapon and then a second, the missile rack as well, which is quite cool. Your points soon get devoured. The Scarab Occult Sorcerer may swap his Inferno Combi Bolter for a Power Sword, 5 points, which is what it's got here. And then you may take Gifted Mutation for 10 points. They can go inside a Land Raid. Again, not sure what that would look like for 1000 Suns, but that is an option that's available just there. Really nice models. So, you know, if I was to collect these, I would go for all of these units, even those, and then we'd probably go for an Exalted Sorcerer here as well. Bury him inside perhaps of the Terminators. But having said that, if they're Terminators, they're going to come with Deep Strike. So I maybe wouldn't put him inside there. Maybe put him inside this unit, or put him inside a big unit of them. Give them Fearless. Yep, because they're all Fearless anyway. Yep. Okay. So that's them done. I seriously think they should have got more. Should have got their own book, but never mind. Core Lord of Scars, I've covered that before. And what we'll do is we'll take a look at Magnus the Red. So he's 650 points, so expecting something pretty spectacular from him. His weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 7, his strength 8, toughness 7, 7 wounds, initiative 7, and then 6 attacks, leadership 10, and then a 4+ save. He's a flying monstrous creature and character. He has Adamantium Will, Demon of Zench. So there's the Invan save coming in there. Deep Strike, Eternal Warrior, Fearless, Fleet, It Will Not Die, Master Level 5. I'm not sure how many Master Level 5s there are out there in the 40k game, but there he is. Veterans of the Long War. So some extra rules to him. Omniscient Eye. Magnus has line of sight to every unit on the battlefield when determining the targets of his psychic powers, which is kind of cool. Unearthly Power. Magnus harnesses warp charge points and a result of a 2+ when attempting to manifest psychic powers. He's crazy for psychic stuff. That's mad. Lord of Flux. Warlord traits, cover them later. And then he knows the gaze of Magnus' psychic power as well as all the powers from Zench and Change disciplines. So the Blade of Magnus is strength for the user should be strength 7, and AP2 is melee, force, soul blaze, and then transmogrify, which we'll need to look up here. Transmogrify, never heard of it. Okay, so transmogrify, here it is. Any terrain rolls of 6 have instant death. If any models are slain in this manner, then you may immediately place a Chaos Spawn model under control as close as possible to where the slain models are standing, but more than 1 inch from enemy models. So, is it a Chaos Spawn to any slain models? So, just trying to get this right here. So if he slays, say he runs into combat and he slays 5 Space Marines, they're then replaced by 5 Chaos Spawns. I suppose that's right. Just kind of mad. Be so weird to try and deal with that. Then Crown of the Crimson King. He has a 4+ Invan save and never suffers from perils of the warps. He's an ultimate psyker here. It's crazy rules for him. Just loads of psychic powers, targeting anyone he wants within range, ignoring intervening terrain and so on. And then just so hard to get rid of. So nasty. Just not keen on the model. Just the way he's purported. I mean, the wings are my favourite part, just the colour scheme, and it looks nice, but the rest, no, not so keen, I'm afraid. So I probably wouldn't go for him. It'd be a massive chunk out of your army. 650 points is a lot. Right, so then we come on to formations here. I'm not going to cover all of these because some of these I've already covered in the Traitors Hate book. So these ones feature in there. Chaos Warband is in there. I'll review and go through these ones. Check out that video if you want to see the details for these different formations. So Chaos Warband's in there. Maelstrom of Gore, Lost in the Damned. Do like that one. That is quite cool. That's the Dark Apostle, 49 units of Chaos Cultists, and then they start coming back. Units die as it comes back. I think that's quite a cool one. Hellforged Warp Pack. See, if I was going to do Chaos, I may well go for maybe an Alliance type army, because there's different ideas that I like. So maybe Thousand Suns and some other allies. You got an elite part of the army, the Thousand Suns, and then they could be supplemented with something like Lost in the Damned formation, perhaps thrown in there, something like that. But have to see. It could go, or I don't have the points for it though. It's called Demonkin as the primary detachment. Add those in as a formation to get your blood type points chewed through, and then a detachment of Thousand Suns. Maybe just add those in as well. I don't know how well that would work. Or even if those two legions sort of cooperate together at all. Hellforged Warp Pack, Helldrake Terror Pack, that's all in that Traitors Hate book. Cult of Destruction, Fist of the Gods, Raptor Talons there, Terminator Annihilation Force, Favoured of Chaos. I mean, these formations are helping Chaos out, I think, just trying to bring them up to the level of other factions that are out there. Trinity of Blood. I'm not sure about these. I think we'll cover these ones here. These might be new ones that are added in here. So we'll cover this one here. Chosen, or the Chosen of Abaddon. You have 1 to 4 Chaos Lords or Sorcerers in any combination, and then 1 unit of Chosen or Chaos Terminators in any combination for each Chaos Lord or Sorcerer. So this could be a large, could be actually pretty big, or it can be quite small. It is a traitor. It is a Black Legion detachment. So if you go for this, Exalted Champions, during deployment, each Chaos Lord and Sorcerer from this formation must join one of the units of Chosen or Terminators. Only one character can join each unit in this way, and they cannot leave these units during the course of the battle. As long as the character is on the battlefield, the unit has Fearless. They all get the character joins the unit, they become Fearless, which is helpful enough. Then Blessed by the Chaos Gods. Before deployment, roll on the Chaos Boon table in the Codex Chaos Space Marines for each Chaos Lord and Sorcerer in this formation, re-rolling any results of Spawnhood or Dark Apotheosis. The result lasts for the entire game. Just get some extra bonuses there. It's not too bad, pretty good. Next one is the Bringers of Despair. You have to take Abaddon and a unit of Chaos Terminators. So that's quite common anyway for Black Legion. But there's just some bonuses now. Without equal, Chaos Terminators that are part of this formation, including the champion, have weapon skill and ballistic skill 5 rather than 4. So I'm sure they're happy to take that. And then Despoiler's Guard. While Abaddon the Despoiler is joined to the unit of Chaos Terminators from this formation, you can reroll 1 Lookout Slayer roll for him in each phase. Okay, sort of a real zealous bodyguard for him. Just some bonuses there. Some nice small models wise anyway. There's going to be a lot of points to take Abaddon the Despoiler with Terminators in a land raid. There's actually loads of points. Next one's the Hounds of Abaddon. 1 Chaos Lord, 1 to 3 units of Khorne Berserkers. One, you see how they're interestingly painted up here, the red helmets and then black armour. Interesting. 1 to 3 units of Chaos Space Marines, 1 to 3 units of Raptors, Warp Talons or Chaos Bikers. So you can go big or small with that one. It is a Black Legion detachment. Any unit that has the option to take Mark of Khorne must do so, but it doesn't cost anything in points. Cool. Let's slip the Hounds. Once per game, at the start of any of your turns after the first, you can declare a massed assault. For the duration of that turn, units in this formation can charge in the assault phase even if they ran. Okay, so a bit of speed there, not bad. Khorne's Favour. If a unit from this formation makes a successful charge and the total for its charge range is 8 or more, which is just a bit above average, add 1 to the strength of your attacks, which isn't too bad. Another handy bonus, that, not too bad for that one. A Demon Engine pack. It's 1 Warp Smith, 2 Forge Fiends or Mauler Fiends. A hunting pack. After appointment but before the first turn, you can nominate 1 character in the enemy army. All Forge Fiends and Mauler Fiends from this formation have preferred enemy against that character. If the nominated character is slain by a vehicle from this formation, the model regains a whole point lost earlier in the battle. Prized possessions. At the start of each shooting and assault phase, you can nominate a Forge Fiend and Mauler Fiend in this formation that is within 12 of the Warp Smith. Till the end of that phase, the model uses the Warp Smith's weapon skill and ballistic skill instead of its own. A Forge Fiend. Yeah, it's sort of encouraging you to go maybe for 1 shooty, 1 combat, but maybe. Some bonuses there, not bad. Not bad. It's difficult, I'm not sure on the colour scheme. It's very, very iconic though for Chaos. As simple as the colour scheme is, it's one of the most iconic I think for Chaos Space Marines. A Cyclopia, I think that's pronounced right, Cyclopia Cabal. 3 to 5 Sorcerers, again it's Black Legion. Shroud of Deceit. At the start of each of your psychic phases, select 1 model from this formation to lead in a dark ritual. That model can attempt to manifest the Shroud of Deceit psychic power below. For each other sorcerer in this formation that is within 12, add 1 dice to the psychic test. These dice do not cost any warp charge points. Alright, so it's next bonus. It's warp charge 3. It's a psychic power that targets a single non-vehicle enemy unit within 30 inches. Nice range on it. The target unit cannot be locked in combat. You can immediately make a shooting attack with that unit as though it were part of your army. Whoa, so you could take control of a whole unit. That is mad. That's probably one of the best. That's probably one of the best bonuses I've seen so far. I have to say that's pretty mad. You could actually take over an entire unit. I mean, imagine taking over a Riptide or something like that. Some highly powerful shooting unit, which most armies are going to have some decent shooting units. You can actually take control of them and blast away. Pretty cool. That is cool. I wonder if you wouldn't even need to get too close to the opponent to use that. I mean, 30 inches is a really good range, so you can move up to sort of the middle of the table and just pretty much hit anyone you want, or if they're coming towards you, then they're going to be in range pretty quick. So it's pretty good there. That's Cyclopia Cabal. Right, so that's that one then. Next is the Tormented. 1 Demon Prince and 2 to 5 units of Possessed. Again, it's Black Legion. Advanced Possession. Units of Possessed from the Tormented have weapon skill and ballistic skill, or weapon skill and initiative 5, and the Rending. Cool. However, any unit of Possessed from the Tormented that is not locked in combat at the start of its turn must take a leadership test. If it's failed, the unit can only move D6 in the movement phase, as it is racked with mutative spasms. Units within 18 of the formation's Demon Prince pass this test automatically. Right, so they've got to stick close to. Quite cool rules actually. Got to stick close to him. But pretty good bonuses there, all getting Rending, and weapon skill initiative 5. Pretty good. The Black Legion Warband, this is going to be bigger here. So it's Black Legion Detachment, 1 Chaos Lord, 0 to 1 Sorcerers, 2 to 6 Chaos Space Marines, 1 to 3 units of Terminators or Possessed, 1 to 3 units of Raptors, 1 to 3 units of Havocs or Hellbrutes. 1 to 3 units of Raptors, Warp Talons or Bikers. So bonuses then. Favoured of the Warmaster. When a model from a Black Legion Warband earns a roll on the boon table, as a result of the Champion of Chaos special roll twice on the table and choose either or both the results. Slight bonus there. And then first for glory. If an enemy unit is completely destroyed by a unit with Black Legion, all other units from the same Black Legion Warband can reroll to hit and to wound rolls of 1 till the end of the phase. Okay, not that amazing. I mean, there's so much better formations out there for other factions. I mean, Space Marine. Some of the Space Marine formations are just really good. I mean, for such a large formation, possibly getting to reroll 1s and then choosing the best result on Chaos Boon, they're all right, but not like, oh yeah, I'm definitely taking that formation. I mean, some of the Tau formations are superb, but still This one, not that impressive, really. So, next one, right, okay, so these are the ones for the 1,000 Suns. I'm going to find these interesting here. This is going to be interesting, right, so a war carball here. You have to take one of the following: Ahriman, a demon prince, an exalted sorcerer, or a sorcerer. Okay, so it's pretty standard. Just the artwork on the disc here, actually. Now I've got a sort of more of an aerial view. It looks really nice. There's a different pose here for the sorcerer too. Yeah, pretty good. 1 to 3 units from the chosen from the following: an exalted sorcerer or a sorcerer. So you just take a double sorcerer or 2 exalted sorcerers. Then 1 to 3 units of rubric marines. You could go big or small. So you could actually make this your whole army potentially, because 1,000 Suns are so expensive. Or you can make it just a small detachment. And then 1 to 3 units of Scarab Occult Terminators. I mean, that I could take as a formation and just add it into another army. Don't think it would be a problem. It is a 1,000 Suns detachment. Favoured with Zench. Right, let's hope these are good. If a war cabal contains the maximum number of units, then all units in the formation can reroll failed armour saving throws of 1. So, completely not gonna help you unless you max out. So you have to take the full amount of sorcerers or exalted sorcerers, the full amount up to 3 units of rubric marines, 3 units of terminators. So just to get that reroll saving throws of 1. So it's quite poor. Oracular guidance. If a psyker from a war cabal successfully manifests a psychic power, the psyker and any war cabal unit he is part of is joined can reroll failed to hit rolls of 1 to the start of your next psychic phase. Oh dear, not that impressive at all. So really, a bit of a waste, that formation. I mean, the best formations out there are the ones that you take this certain formation and then it lets you do something cool. Ones that just give you tiny little bonuses like re-rolling 1s and stuff. It's just sort of not. You want to take formations that are reflecting the theme of the army. They let you do something that matches the fluff and the theme of the army. That's just my opinion. So, for example, I'll give you an example of a good formation. Is that one where you get to take over a unit? That's cool. Yeah, it's fun. It matches in. They've formed that formation together so they can do that ability. And then another example of a good one would be this one here, the Lost and the Damned, where you get loads of units of these and you just recycle them through. Brilliant formation. So that's some examples of good formations. That I think is an example of a bad one with just little bonuses of re-rolls and so on. Not that impressive at all. So we'll try out the next one here, the War Coven. As 1 Demon Prince, Exalted Sorcerer or Sorcerer, and then 3 to 9 units of Exalted Sorcerers or Sorcerers. So very heavy on taking Psychers here. It's a 1,000 Suns detachment. Favoured with Zench, same again. If you max out, so I mean, it's a bit of a buy loads of the miniatures in order to get the special power, the maximum amount of miniatures, and then you get the bonus. But it's not that particularly amazing bonus anyway. Re-rolling 1s, it's not that amazing. Prospero Cult, 4 generating powers models from War Coven. You can choose a single cult of Ancient Prospero from those listed below. All units in the formation then count as having belonged to that cult, and enhance warp charge points on a result of a 3+ when attempting to manifest psychic powers from that cult's associated psychic discipline. So it just makes it easier to generate powers from the biomancy, divination, pyromancy, telekinesis, or telepathy. It's not all of them, it's just you choose one of those cults. Okay, so again, not that many slight enhancements there for your psychers, but nothing too amazing, I don't think. No, so it's that. Another 2 chances here. No more. Let's still see if any of these are any good. So Zangor Warherd. This is the idea I had of having a psyker buried in a unit of these. Now you can take a formation. It lets you do that. No, sorry. You have to take 1 sorcerer, exalted sorcerer, and then 3 units of Zangors. It's a big formation. And then 0 to 6 units of Zangors of Chaos Spawn. It's a 1,000 Suns detachment. They all get fleet. It's not bad. And then Avaricious Vigor. Zangor units in this formation can run and charge in the same turn. In addition, if a Zangor unit rolls 9 or more, it adds 1 to its strength and initiative in the ensuing fight subphase. So some pretty good bonuses there for them. Not bad. And then Favoured of Zench. If a Zangor warherd contains the maximum number of units, then units from the formation can reroll any failed saving throws of 1. It's not. I don't think saving throws counts as invuln saves. Yeah, saving throw. An invuln is a saving throw, so that's better for them, mate. That's probably the best formation so far. So you could, and it's a formation where you could max out pretty cheap on points. You know, 3 units is 210 points. You know, 70 points for a unit of 10 times 3, and you could take 1 sorcerer, pretty cheap. You end up spending 350 odd points to get a large formation. They end up becoming pretty good on the charge. They all get fleet and rerolling ones. Yeah, that's the best one so far. So that's not bad. Zangor warherd, and big to bulk out your army and not too expensive in points. It's probably the best one so far. Okay, next one is Sekhmet Conclave. So you have to take one of the following: Magnus the Red, Aramon, Demon Prince, Exalted Sorcerer or Sorcerer, and 3 to 9 units of Occult Terminators. So that's a lot. That's 15 Terminators minimum. They all get Fear, which is not that amazing. Favour of Zench. If you max out, well, the max here is 9, so you'd have to take 9 units of Terminators. I don't even know if you could fit that. That's an apocalyptic size, because they're 250 points a time, times 9. So yes, that's beyond a standard game. A Sorceress Sigil Wards. Units from a Sekhmet Conclave have +1 toughness, so long as they're within 6 of at least 2 other units from their formation. Right, so they become toughness 5 if you keep them all lumped together. So great for an apocalypse formation, but a lot of models to max them out. So not bad. I think that's the best one so far. Aramon's Exiles here is next. So Aramon, and then 3 to 9 Exalted Sorcerers here. Again, so these are apocalypse size formations here. Thousand Suns Detachment. Cardboard of the Rubric. Aramon and all models from this formation within 18 of him harness warp charge points on 3+ when attempting to manifest psychic powers. That's pretty powerful, pretty good. Fade of Zench. If Aramon's Exiles contain the maximum number of models, then you can reroll failed saving throws of 1. Pretty helpful for them, because it's better for them because on the reroll of that 1, there's a higher chance of passing it. You know, if you're on a 3+ save and you're re-rolling 1s, you're only really failing on a 2, and then you re-roll the 1, it's a good chance you're going to pass that. So that's a better bonus for them. But again, to get this top bonus of the Cardboard of the Rubric, you've got to max out to 9 Exalted Sorcerers. So, yeah, that's over 1,500 points. Rehati War Sect, then. This is yeah, again, if you max out, this is like a 2,500 point formation here. This is a Thousand Suns Detachment. All Demon Princes and Exalted Sorcerers in the formation must be upgraded to Mastery Level 3. This is super expensive. This is crazy. So it's Magnus the Red, then 3 to 9 units of Demon Princes or Sorcerers. Court of the Crimson King. Whilst within 18 inches of Magnus the Red, Demon Princes and Exalted Sorcerers from a Rehati War Sect harness warp charge points on a 3+ when attempting to manifest psychic powers, and they have line of sight to every unit on the battlefield when determining targets for psychic powers. Right, so that's the same as his special rules. It's just conferred onto all of them, and then you get to reroll 1s if you max out on units. So there's ones here that are beyond my scope for, you know, collecting a regular 1850 point army. These ones here, here to a degree, even 3 units of them's like 750 points minimum. Plus the character But this one for sure, that was pretty cool, especially that miniature there leading them. Just that whole setup. It's nice. You can imagine him in there, bomb him up to master level 3, and then there's 3 units around, 1 bodyguard unit, he protects them, fearless and so on. You get enough of them get blown away, you send another unit in to protect him, just let him chuck out powers, advancing, moving around, causing trouble. And combine that with a war cabal here of a variety of strengths. Something like that. You've got yourself a decent sized Thousand Suns detachment there. Anyway, so that's them. All this stuff could have easily been in a separate book for Thousand Suns. I think Games Workshop should have done that, but never mind. So now there's some formations here for other factions. So you've got Death Guard, or other legions. Plague Colony. 1 Chaos Lord Typhus, 3 to 7 units of Plague Marines. Fear. Enervating Pestilential Aura. Enemy units within 7 of any Plague Colony units at the start of the fight subphase must reduce their initiative and weapon skill by 1 for the duration of the phase. If this formation includes the maximum number of models units at the start of the battle, then enemy models within 7 at the start of the fight subphase must also reduce their toughness by 1 for the duration of the phase. Okay. Then that's not bad, but again it's encouraging to go big. Here, you're going to max out to 7 units of Plague Marines. A cacophony. I don't know. 1 Chaos Lord of Lucius the Eternal, and then 3 to 6 units of Noise Marines. They come with Split Fire, and then Sonic Overlord. All Sonic weapons used by units from a cacophony have the Shred special rule. If this formation includes the maximum number of units, then all attacks have +1 strength as well. It's Emperor's Children. Again, so I think they just do a book on each, because there's really strong background storyline and fluff and imagery for each of these. They'd be so different. They're not like they're similar at all. They're so different to each other, each of these Traitor Legions. So I think there was scope to do that. Maybe Games Workshop just thought no, it wouldn't sell well enough, so they've had to lump it all together in one to get enough Chaos players to buy that. I think that's the approach they've taken. But I would still say that Thousand Suns and Plague Marines, Black Legion, I think would be just as popular, if not slightly more popular than factions that do have their own codex, like Harlequins, for example. I mean, Harlequins are very rare that people collect them. I think I've seen more Plague Marine armies around, so I think they should have done it. But anyway, there they are. Right, okay. So now coming on to the different legions here. And Games Workshop have done is they've put in some special rules, special traits table, and then special artifacts now for each of these as well, which is quite cool. We'll run through each of these. So, Black Legion. Any detachment with the Chaos Space Marines faction can be from one of the 9 Traitor Legions. A Black Legion detachment retains the Chaos Space Marines faction and is treated in all ways as Chaos Space Marines, with the following modifications. So if you say, right, I'm going to take a Black Legion's detachment, then they count as Chaos Space Marines, but they cannot include any unique units other than a Battle-Knowledge Spoiler. Alright, so you can't take Lucius the Eternal. I think that's how it works, because it's Black Legion. It's fair enough. All units that can do so must be upgraded to Veterans of the Long War at no additional points cost. There's some point savings going on here, which is quite cool. Psychos with Mark of Tzeentch, Nurgle or Slaanesh can choose to generate all their psychic powers from the discipline of Tzeentch, Nurgle or Slaanesh, respectively. Any demon of Tzeentch, Nurgle or Slaanesh that is a psychic can choose to generate all their psychic powers from the discipline of Tzeentch, Nurgle or Slaanesh, respectively. All units in the Black Legion detachment or formation gain the following special rules. So here they are. Endless Hatred. Units that have Veterans of the Long War, which is they get it for free, have Hatred, and can reroll failed to hit rolls in every round of close combat when attacking units that contain any models from armies of the Imperium. So nice. First among traitors, units of Chaos Terminators and Chosen are troops choices instead of elites. Nice, that opens it up nicely for them. These are good rolls here. Chaos Artifacts, units of the Chaos Black Legion sectional formation that can normally take Chaos Artifacts can choose to take items from the Chaos Artifacts of the Black Legion. That just opens it up, you're allowed to take from here. There's the Warlord traits, so Warlord traits then, Black Crusader. All units within 12 of the Warlord have preferred enemy Space Marines. Number 2, Eye of the Gods. Each time the Warlord rolls in the Chaos Boon, including Gift of Mutation reward, you may choose to reroll the result. You must accept the second roll. Gift of Balefire. The Warlord may make a shooting attack using the following Profights template: Strength 4, AP 5, Soul Blaze 1 use only. He's not bad, they're okay. Unholy Fortitude, he has it will not die. Not bad, pretty rare you're gonna get to roll that. Soul Eater, if this model is attacking with a melee weapon, any to roll of 6 as instant death. Not bad. And then Chosen of Abaddon, the Warlord and all friendly units within 12 of the Warlord have Stubborn. They're alright. I'd say none of those are particularly bad, but none particularly amazing. Just that. So then, artifacts. Might be some real hidden gems here in the different entries. So the first one is Crucible of Lies. Gives you the points cost here as well. It's 25 points. The bearer of the Crucible of Lies has -1 toughness, but may reroll invuln saves of 1. That is awful. It's dreadful. So lose toughness and then just get reroll 1s for invulns. Ugh, and to have to pay 25 points for it, so no, don't think I'll go for that. The Eye of Night, 75 points once per game. Instead of firing his weapon, the bearer of the Eye of Night can choose to make a shooting attack. So this is a one shot only. Range infinite, strength 5, AP 4, heavy 1, large blast, haywire maelstrom, ignores cover. Instead of making armor penetration rolls, any vehicles, buildings or fortifications that are buildings are fully or partially beneath the marker suffer D3 automatic penetrating hits. That's quite cool. It's pretty good. 75 points. You've got to place it right. I mean, you've got to clip multiple targets for this to pay off. Here, 75 points is a lot. There's a lot of points. Probably wouldn't bother for that one. Wouldn't bother with that one. And it's 1 use only as well. Right, then there's Hand of Darkness. Here is 50 points. We're making close combat attacks. The bearer of the Hand of Darkness can instead choose to make a single special attack. It's ×2 strength, AP 1, Flesh Bane, Armor Bane, instant death. Whoa! Single special attack. Oh. So it's quite risky, but you know, if you put it on a guy with a high enough weapon skill, you know, he hits on 3+. Pretty good. Instant death, not on a roll of a 6, but it just is an instant death attack, and it's Flesh Bane. Should be on 2s to wound. So an AP 1, pretty nasty actually. The Hand of Darkness, not bad. 50 points though. The last memory of Uranthos, 30 points. Psychic only. The bearer increases his mastery level by 1. Do not generate an additional psychic power for this bonus mastery level. Instead, the Psyker knows the Sunburst psychic power from the Pyromancy discipline, in addition to any other powers he knows. The Psyker can choose to manifest Sunburst with an increased range, though this will have an increased warp charge cost. If you wish to increase it to range 12, Sunburst has a warp charge cost of 2. If you wish to increase to a range of 18, Sunburst has a warp charge cost of 3. Declare the range of the power you are attempting to manifest before rolling. If the Psyker suffers perils of the warp when attempting to manifest this power with an increased range, he is removed from play as a casualty. Do not roll on the perils of the warp. God, they're nasty repercussions there if you get that wrong. 30 points. It might be worth it, but it's a bit suicidal though. Probably wouldn't go for that one. The Skull of Kerngar, 40 points. He has Eternal Warrior and Adamantium Will. That's it. And then the Spine's Hard Blade. It's 30 points. Strength of the user, AP 3. It's a demon weapon. And Quicksilver. The bearer of the Spine's Hard Blade has +1 initiative. Oh dear me. So I don't think these are particularly amazing, but okay. So then, Sons of the War Master. This is your detachment. 0 to 5 command, 1 auxiliary, 1 core. So then there's loads of options here. These are all auxiliaries, all in here, and then you've got, here's your core options, either a Black Legion Warband or the Hounds of Abaddon, which is covered in here. Then you can also take, these are command here, so Bringers of Despair, Cyclopia Cabal, the Chosen of Abaddon, and then Lord of the Legion. Oh, one of the following. It just opens it up for you just to take Abaddon or others. So, if you go for this, it's nice they're matching it with the theme. It's a good idea to do. So, Tip of the Spear. This is a Black Legion spear tip, right? So, Tip of the Spear. If this detachment is your primary detachment, you can reroll the result on the Warlord traits. Nothing major. Heralds of the Black Crusade. All non-vehicle units in this detachment have Fear and Crusader. So blanket roll for all of them. It's not too bad. And then Spear Tip Strike. Any units of the Deep Strike special roll from this detachment can make a reserve roll to see if they arrive from Deep Strike on the first turn, requiring a roll of a 3+ to be successful. In addition, if this detachment is your primary detachment and your Warlord has Deep Strike, you can choose to automatically pass his unit's reserve roll to arrive on the first turn. So, not bad. That's okay. Not the best, but it's all right. Not too bad for that. That's their tactical objectives. And then on to Alpha Legion next. So, Alpha Legion here, Chaos Space Marines faction, but they now come with, they cannot include any unique units. Units have Mark of Chaos. Units that have a Mark of Chaos cannot be taken. Units cannot be upgraded to take any Mark of Chaos. All units that can do so must be upgraded to Veterans of the Long War at no additional points cost. Any Demon of Zench, Nurgle of Zench, is a psychic can choose to generate all their psychic powers from the discipline of Zench, Nurgle, or Slaanesh, respectively. And then these are the special rules. Here, forward operatives. Units of Chosen are troops instead of elites. In addition, all units of Chosen, Chaos Space Marines, and Chaos Cultists have Infiltrate. Whoa, that's quite a shift. Yeah, that's a nice theme there for the whole army, for Alpha Legion. Many heads of the Hydra. If your Warlord is from an Alpha Legion detachment or formation they're slain, you can immediately select another character from a friendly Alpha Legion detachment or formation to take their place, generate a Warlord trait for a new Warlord immediately. This can happen multiple times in the same battle, provided you follow these steps each time. Furthermore, if your Warlord is from an Alpha Legion detachment or formation and the mission you are playing grants victory points for slaying the enemy Warlord, your opponent will only achieve that objective if all the characters in your Alpha Legion detachment or formation have been slain. Of course, it's really hard to kill the Warlord. These are nice themes here to match in with the Alpha Legion. And then artifacts and Warlord traits. So, not too bad. Okay, then Warlord traits. So number 1 here, Forward Agent. Warlord has Infiltrate. So a nice theme here for Alpha Legion. And then Faceless Commander. Once per game at the start of any of your turns, you can choose a friendly character on the battlefield. This is from the Alpha Legion detachment formation. It has the same unit type as your Warlord. Swap the position of the model with your Warlord. That's kind of weird. That's fun. Then Expert Timing. At the start of each of your turns after the first, you can pick one of your reserves to arrive automatically instead of making a reserve roll. That's handy enough. I like this trait table so far, it's pretty good actually. Hidden in Plain Sight, your Warlord has Stealth, which is not too bad. Cult Leader, 3 units of Chaos Cultists within 12, have Furious Charge and Feel No Pain of 6+. And then your Warlord has Acute Senses and Outflank for Alpha Strategists. Not too bad actually, quite fun that table. Then artifacts here of the Alpha Legion. So Mind Vow is 30 points. At the start of any movement phases you can choose to roll 3d6 and move the bearer and his unit up to the distance rolled in inches instead of moving normally. You can do this even if they're locked in combat. If you do so, enemy units cannot consolidate. So you can do this even if locked in close combat. That's pretty helpful actually. And Movement phase. No, you can. I suppose you can assault and shoot as normal, so that's pretty cool actually. Mind Valve's pretty good. Get you out of trouble as well. The Blade of the Hydra is 30 points. Replaces the melee weapon. Its strength for the user AP 5. It's a demon weapon, multi-headed and rending. Each time the bearer rolls a 6 to hit, they can immediately make another attack. Any additional attacks also benefit from this roll. So further to hit rolls of 6 grant an additional attack. So that's quite cool, actually. So you want to give that to someone with loads of attacks. Someone who's on 4, 5, 6 attacks. So you get as many chances as possible trying to get 6s. Viper's Bite is 15, that's 30 points for that. Viper's Bite is 15 points. It replaces the ranged weapon. It's strength 5, AP 2, rapid fire. That's a nasty weapon, that. Range 24. 15 points. That's not bad at all. Although, I can't see the difference between that and a plasma gun, which is the same but strength 7. But there's no gets hot, I suppose. The Drake's Scale Plate is 25 points. It gives a 2+ armor save and has a 2+ invuln save against all flamer weapons. Cool, like a dragon hide type thing to protect them from flames. It's cool. Icon of Insurrection, 25 points. For any units of Chaos Cultists within 12 of the bearer have Zealot. So there's a number of combinations you can take to boost cultists. Well, on the traits here, and then this one here as well. So it seems to be a theme to have plenty of cultists here for Alpha Legion. Hydra's Teeth is 15 points. It can be fired from any bolt gun, bolt pistol, combi bolter, or bolt gun part of any combi weapon the bearer is equipped with. That weapon's profile gains blast, ignores cover, and poison 2+. Cool. Nice weapon on there as well. So pretty good actually for Alpha Legion. So Sons of Alfarius. This is an Alpha Legion insurgency force. So sort of an infiltrating, in your face sort of type force here with loads of cultists. This is kind of theme you're looking at here. See what you get. There's a lot less to choose from than Black Legion, but still you've got access to all of these auxiliaries, and then Lord of the Legion for command, and then you have just a Chaos Warband here for your core choice. It's just the same, 1 core, 1 auxiliary, the rest is all flexible. So I am Alfarius. If this detachment is your primary detachment, you can reroll result on the traits table. Hidden deployment. All non-vehicle units in this detachment have shrouded special roll during the first turn. Nice. So you got your infiltrate and then you're shrouded on top of that, which is brilliant. Cult Uprising. Each time a Chaos Cultist unit from this detachment is completely destroyed, roll a d6 on a 4+. You can immediately replace a new unit into ongoing reserves. This is really cool. In terms of the original number of models, weapons upgraded to that unit was destroyed. These new units count as being part of the original detachment, so a d6. So roll a d6 as described above if they are subsequently destroyed. Victory points are awarded for new units in this detachment that have been destroyed. Brilliant, so you're getting to recycle your units. There. Cool. No, that's really cool. So, no, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, no, Alpha Legions, nice theme. There they are. Yeah, I was tempted with that card scheme. It does look nice. I still Thousand Suns edges it now. That was previously, I think, one of my favourites, and then New Thousand Suns, I think, is maybe it's all personal taste. So, right, next one is the Iron Warriors. So, again, can't take any unique units. They have to take units that have Mark of Chaos cannot be taken. Units cannot be upgraded to take any Mark of Chaos. All units that can do so must be upgraded to Veterans of the Long War at no points cost the same. So here we go, Blood Feud. All units in the Veterans of the Long War special will reroll failed to hit rolls in every round of close combat when attacking Imperial Fists. Ooh. However, all Imperial Fists units have Hatred Iron Warriors. A bit of a nemesis here for my Imperial Fist, be interesting. So, I don't know the background story here. Were they a legion or previously a chapter that was associated with the Fists? I don't know, but I'm sure there's some history between these two factions, no doubt. Iron within, Iron without. Units with the Veterans Along War rule have the Feel No Pain 6+. Not bad, take that. And then patrons of the Technovirus. Units of Obliterators and Mutilators are troops instead of elites. And then Siege Masters, sort of the Chaos equivalent to Imperial Fists here. Siege Masters units can reroll armor penetration rolls against buildings that do not result in a glancing penetrating hit and add 1 to the result on the damage table. In addition, this is a mirror here of Imperial Fists. In addition, units of Havocs, Obliterators and Mutilators have Tank Hunters. Yep. Very similar to Imperial Fists here. Traits. Your Warlord has Feel No Pain 4+, which cannot be improved by any means. That's a good one, that one. Cold Calculations, your Warlord is Fearless, another good one. Master of Fortifications, after deployment but before scout redeployments and infiltrate deployments. Nominate 1 piece of terrain in your deployment zone. The terrain's pieces cover save is increased by 1 for the duration of the game to a maximum of 3+. Note that a piece of terrain can only be bolstered in this way once. Nice bolstered defences here, very, very similar to Imperial Fists. Technoviral Manipulator. Friendly units of Obliterators from an Iron Warriors formation or detachment that within 12 your Warlord can choose to fire the same weapon in consecutive shooting phases. There's a bit of flexibility with them. Your Warlord and his unit have counterattack and split fire whilst in cover. And then Master of Blasphemous Machines. Friendly vehicles with the Chaos Space Marine faction have It Will Not Die. Special rule whilst within 6 of the Warlord. Nice. So Siege Warfare mechanised style for these, and there's some pretty good traits actually, one of the strongest ones so far overall. Then some artifacts here for the Iron Warriors. A Warp Breacher is 25 points. Warp Smiths only. Warp Breacher is an upgrade to the Breacher's Mechatendrils. At the start of each of your turns, the bearer can grant the Demonic Possession Chaos vehicle equipment upgrade to a friendly vehicle within 3 inches of him, so long as the vehicle has the Chaos Space Marine faction and does not already have the upgrade. Next is Nest of Mech Chaserpents, 20 points. Warp Smiths only. This is an upgrade to the bearer's Mechatendrils. When fighting in a challenge, resolve 2 of the bearer's attacks separately first before resolving the remainder. If both of these initial attacks score successful hits, the bearer's remaining attacks have instant death. Nice. That's 20 points. Axe of the Forge Master. That'd be quite fun actually. Put a bit of pressure on your opponent, hoping you don't get the 2 hits. Axe of the Forge Master, 25 points. It's +1 strength, AP2. Melee, armor bane, mastercraft, and unwieldy. Okay. Then next one, Flesh Metal Exoskeleton, 30 points. There's a 2+ armor save and It Will Not Die. Pretty good. And then Cranium Malvolus, 30 points. At the start of the bearer's shooting phase, enemy vehicles within 2d6 of the bearer suffer an automatic hit with Haywire. Cover saves cannot be taken. Alright, so again, Imperial Fist style Siege, but sort of up close here. Some of these powers and upgrades mean you do need to get pretty close. Siegebreaker Mace is +2 strength AP4. Mastercraft is Siegebreaker Concussive. Siegebreaker, instead of attacking normally, the bearer can choose to make a single attack at strength 10 AP1. And that's 25 points for that. So there if you need it, I suppose. If you need suddenly in a situation where you need a high strength attack, you can choose to take it. Not bad there for Iron Warriors. Everything here is matching the theme with them nicely. The special rules, the Warlord traits, they're always perfect for them, and then the artifacts here are pretty good for them as well. So, Sons of Perturabo. It's a Iron Warriors Grand Company, and when they're so mechanised, to me they seem the least chaos. The least chaosy feel to them. You know, it's a lot of Space Marine type vehicles. They're not particularly sinister in their colour scheme. You know, it's silver and chevrons. You know, the black and yellow. chevrons. Don't look too chaosy in particular, so you almost mistake them for Space Marines, perhaps. But this is their. Yeah, I just wonder how. You know, some legions are so deeply twisted and long gone, and then there's maybe ones that are. I don't know how bad the Iron Warriors are. I don't know. Maybe they're all as bad as each other, the different legions. But Warsmith here, if this attachment, let's reroll traits. Master of Annihilation. When firing barrage and ordnance weapons with models in this attachment, you can choose to reroll the scatter. Not bad. Imagine that would come in handy enough. Take a few units that fire those kind of weapons would be handy enough. So all the sort of the siege type equipment. Intractable Brotherhood. All non-vehicle units in this detachment have stubborn. Non-vehicle units in this detachment that are on or within a fortification have fearless. And then for that you've got access to all of these. It's Warband is your Chaos Warband is your core. There. Okay. Next is Night Lords. Just the usual here for them, and then we'll just go straight into these rules. In Midnight Clad, units that have Veterans of Long War special rule have Fear, Night Vision, and Stealth. And Stealth's not like first turn only. This is for the whole game. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Skyborn Horror. Units of Raptors are troops instead of fast attack. Terror Tactics. Enemy units that are locked in combat with any units of Night Lord's detachment or formation must deduct 2 from their leadership when taking fear tests. Right, so yeah, you gain fear, and then on top of that, the opponent has -2 leadership when taking that fear test. That's a pretty nasty combination there. So those are some pretty significant upgrades there for free, just to match in with the theme. Warlord traits table. Your Warlord has hit and run, a 1. Next is Murderous Reputation. Your Warlord and his unit can reroll any to wound rolls of 1 in the assault phase. Not bad, you've got loads of attacks, it's pretty cool. Bitter Hatred. Your Warlord has hatred, just general hatred against whoever. 1 with the Shadows. You can reroll failed cover saves. Dirty Fighters. Your Warlord and his unit have Hammer of Wrath. If they already have this special rule, if they've got jump packs or Chaos Bikes, for example, you can reroll any to wound rolls when resolving Hammer of Wrath. And then Killing Fury, your Warlord has Rampage. Not bad, not the strongest so far. I'd say that's just one of the more weaker bonuses there. Chaos Artifacts of the Night Lords. Scourging Chains is 10 points. Now that's a cool upgrade. All the bearers' close combat attacks have Shred. So you give him some kind of other weapon, and then his close combat attacks have Shred. You get to reroll your wounds. That's a brilliant upgrade. 10 points. That's a really, really good one. Claws of the Black Hunt, 40 points. The Claws of the Black Hunt are a pair of melee weapons that replace all the bearer's melee and ranged weapons, excluding grenades. Each claw has the following profile: +1 strength, AP 3, mastercrafted rending, and shred. Pretty nasty. And it's a pair, isn't it? So yeah, so the extra attacks there as well. Talons of the Night Terror, 20 points. In each fight subphase, the bearer can make an additional D3 attacks or D6 attacks on a turn in which they charged at their normal initiative step using the following profile: melee, strength of the user, AP 5, and shred. Not bad, maybe helpful against hordes and so on. Vox Demonicus, 30 points. Enemy units within 6 of the bearer must subtract 1 from their leadership. In addition, whilst the bearer is on the battlefield, your opponent must subtract 1 from their reserve rolls. That's pretty good. And units within 6, you combine that then with -2 to their fear tests. You're looking at -3 there for units within 6 inches of the warlord. Kurz's Orb, 20 points. The bearer can reroll any run and to hit and to wound rolls of 1. A slight benefit there. And then Stormbolt Plate, 20 points. It's 2+ armor save, and their cover save is improved by 1 as well. Not too bad. Alright, so that's that one there. So Sons of Curse here, this is going to be interesting to see. Just bear in mind, you know, played Brian a fair few times here, so it'll be interesting to see what his Night Lords can do now. It's pretty good bonuses for them already. So a Night Lord's Murder Talon, and your core choices are Warband or Raptor Talon. You could go a pretty strong theme actually. Then there's your, well, just the regular auxiliaries, and then there's your HQ. Same here, it's one core, one auxiliary minimum. And then Talon Master. If your detachment, let's reroll traits. Strike fast, strike hard. You can reroll failed charge rolls for units from this detachment. Brilliant. It's really good. Right, then Nocturnal Warfare. If the Night Lord's player wishes, the night fighting rules to take effect. They're automatically successful, there's no need to roll. And then whilst the night fighting rules are in effect, all non-vehicle units in this detachment have 1 to their cover saves. Wow. So you've got the bonus back here as well for Midnight Clad, where you've got stealth, and then in the early stage of the game there you're at a further +1 to cover saves as well. So pretty good stack of bonuses here for Night Lords, so that's good, and it all matches their theme really nice. So all of these entries here that I've gone through for the detachments, they're all pretty impressive actually, so it's a good job. Games Workshop have matched in some nice rules to match in with the theme for each of these legions. Next one is Word Bearers is next. So we'll just go straight down to here. Unholy Pact. Units that possessed are troops instead of elites. In addition, psychers with Word Bearers detachment or formation harness warp charge points and a 3+. When attempting to manifest conjuration, psychic powers and demonology malefic discipline. Blood Feud. All units of veterans along war reroll failed to hit rolls in every round of close combat when attacking Ultramarines. However, all Ultramarines have hatred Word Bearers rule. Profane Zeal. Friendly Word Bearers within 6 of any Word Bearers Dark Apostles have Zealot as well. So some pretty good bonuses for them. Okay, so Warlord traits then for the Word Bearers. Unholy Firebrand. Your Warlord has Zealot. If your Warlord already has Zealot, then he and any models affected by Zealot special career all failed to hit rolls in every round of close combat, not just the first. Pretty good. Latent Powers. Your Warlord has Mastery level 1 and can generate his powers from demonology. If your Warlord is already a Psychic, add 1 to his Mastery level instead. These are really good. These are really powerful traits here. The Voice of Lorgar. At the start of each of your turns, pick one of the following special rules to bestow upon a single unit of Word Bearers detachment or formation that's within 12 of your Warlord. Counterattack Fearless, Furious Charge Relentless. The unit you pick gains that special rule until the start of your next turn. So start of each turn, nice flexibility with that. Next, Unbreakable Devotion. Your Warlord has Adamantium Will and Fearless, nice. Nexus of the Gods. If your Warlord or a friendly model within 12 of him earns a roll on a Chaos Boon table, you can add 1 or subtract 1 from the second dice of your D66 roll to a maximum of 6 and a minimum of 1. So again, adding a nice bit of flexibility to that. These are all pretty good. And then Unexpected Boon. Your Warlord can immediately make a roll on the boon table, re-rolling any results of 11 to 22. So really good. That's a strong table, that one. Artifacts then for the Word Bearers. The Skull of Monarchia, 15 points. The bearer and his unit can reroll failed to hit rolls in close combat when attacking units that contain any models from armies of the Imperium. In addition, the bearer... That's armies of the Imperium is broad, you know, that's loads of different potential armies to face against. In addition, the bearer and his unit can reroll all failed to wound rolls in close combat when attacking units that contain any Ultramarines. Nice. That's only 15 points. You know, if you're fighting against the right opponent, fighting against Ultramarines, that's a cheap upgrade to get some pretty good bonuses. Crown of the Blasphemer, 30 points. It's a 4+ Invuln save and Adamantium Will and Fear. 30 points, not bad. The Malefic Tome. Psyker only, the bearer knows 1 additional power from Malefic Discipline, 10 points. Not bad. It's pretty cheap actually. And then the Scripts of Erebus, 15 points. Once per game at the start of either your or your opponent's psychic phase, the bearer can read from the Scripts of Erebus to immediately generate an additional d6 warp charge points. That's really good. Add the appropriate number of dice to your warp charge pool. That's really helpful. You find yourself an important turn, you roll a bad dice roll, don't have as many dice as you wanted, you suddenly just declare, going to use this, and then you then get that d6 bonus warp charge points. That's really good. But it's the start of your phase. I think it's before you roll your initial dice rolls. You've got to roll it in anticipation. Perhaps an important turn 2, turn 3. It's a critical point. You say, right, I'm going to add an extra d6 warp charge points. It's very helpful. And it's only 15 points. The Baleful Icon, 15 points. Units attempting to charge the bearer or the unit he is with must reroll successful charge rolls. And if still successful, models in the charging unit do not gain any bonus attacks for charging. Not bad. And then the Cursed Crozius, 35 points. It's +2 strength, AP 3, melee concussive, and then Bane of Men. The bearer of the Cursed Crozius have preferred enemy armies of the Imperium. Nice. Nasty weapon, that. 35 points. So, these are some strong upgrades and bonuses here for the word bearers. It might get better, we'll see. We're going to see what they get now for a word bearer's grand host. So just the usual here, and then reroll traits, and then Dark Crusaders. All non-vehicle units is detached and have Crusader. Okay, and then the 8-fold path. At the start of each of your turns, pick one character from this detachment and make a roll on the Chaos Boon table for them. Each character can only benefit from this rule once, though they may still earn further rolls in the boon table as normal. It's just a bit of a letdown, that actually. Not that amazing. But strong here though. Some pretty good artifacts, some cheap ones that are pretty good. Pretty good strong traits table as well. So that's them. And there they are, fighting against the Ultramarines. Right, World Eaters is next. Units of Khorne Berserkers are troops. Straight in there with that. It annoyed a lot of people. They used to be elites. There's a number of ways now of getting them. You put them in formations, or you can take them just as troops now. The Blessing of Khorne. Units that have Veterans of Long War have Adamantium Will. The Butcher's Nails. Units that have Veterans of Long War have Fearless and Furious Charge. Well, that's a nice stack of bonuses there. These are all free here. Oh, good. So Arch Slaughterer then for Warlord traits. He has Rampage for the Warlord. Slaughterborn. Each time your Warlord could roll on the Chaos Boon table, including for Gift of Mutation Chaos Reward, you can instead choose to increase his attacks by 1. Nice. That's not bad. Unrivaled Battle Lust. At the end of your opponent's charge subphase, you can declare a charge with your Warlord and his unit. As long as your enemy unit that you attempt to charge is locked in combat, your Warlord and his unit to count as charging for all rules purposes. Okay, not bad. Easy to forget that. Discipline of Khorne. Your Warlord can reroll all failed to hit and to wound rolls when fighting in a challenge. That's helpful enough. If it's the type of HQ you're going to be looking out for, looking to get into those kind of situations, which is probably what you want to with a legion like the World Eaters. True Berserker. Whilst locked in combat, your Warlord has Eternal Warrior and Feel No Pain. That's very good. That's pretty good value there for something you get for free. Imagine if there was an upgrade here that said that gave you an option of getting Feel No Pain and Eternal Worry. I mean, you'd probably pay about 30 points for it, so get it for free here. And then Violent Urgency. When determining the charge range of your Warlord and all friendly units of Mark of Khorne, within 8 of him at the start of the charge subphase, roll 3 dice and pick the 2 highest results. So there's mixed ones there, there's a couple of good ones, but not too bad. Right, so then these artifacts. The Talisman of Burning Blood is 25 points. Add 3 inches to the maximum move distance the bearer and all models in his unit each time they move in the movement phase, run in the shooting phase, and charge in the assault phase. That's brilliant. That's a really good upgrade. 25 points. That's really, really good. That one, very, very good. And 25 points isn't too bad. You put him in a really powerful unit. 25 points is nothing to pay for that bonus. The Berserker Glaive, 30 points, is +2 strength and AP3. It's a demon weapon. Epitome of Rage, specialist and two-handed. The bearer gains feel no pain and it will not die, but loses independent character. Okay. Interesting, that one. If he loses independent character, then he's gonna be out of challenges. He'll just be buried in the unit, and that might be good. It might be making him really hard to get to. Oh well, he might still remain. He might still remain as a character, perhaps, and lose his independent character, so he can't separate from the unit. I think that's how it works. The Brass Collar of Boarcaster, 20 points. When making Deny the Witch tests, the bearer and his unit always nullify warp charge points on a 4+ or more. This cannot be modified by any means. In addition, if the power is successfully nullified, the casting cycle immediately suffers perils of the warp. Nice. That's pretty good, actually. Again, if you've got your character's buried in a big expensive unit, 20 points to add that level of protection's pretty good value. Gorefather, 30 points, is +2 strength AP2. Armorbane, and then melee, two-handed, unwieldy, and then Murderous Strike. Any 2 wound rolls of 6 have instant death. Not that reliable. You've got to try and get that 6, but still potential there. But still it's AP2 and +2 strength anyway, and Armorbane. Next is the Crimson Killers, 20 points, range 12, strength 7, AP2, pistol and soul blaze. Quite nasty, but expensive enough for a pistol. The last one here is Blood Feeder, 30 points. It's +1 strength AP2. There's loads of melee weapons available here for these guys. +1 strength AP2, unwieldy, Whirlwind of Blood. So Whirlwind of Blood, when using Blood Feeder in close combat, the bearer's attacks characteristic is not used. Instead, the bearer makes 2d6 attacks. So that's you're going to get between 2 and 12 attacks, and then which can be increased as normal if you're charged and so on. However, for each roll of 1, the bearer immediately suffers a wound with no armor saves allowed. So you're going to die pretty quick. It's not like if you roll a 1, you have to take an armor save. It's just you're not allowed to make any save. No saves. Well, now hang on a second. If you roll a 1, the bearer immediately suffers a wound with no armor saves allowed. So you could take an invuln save, feel no pain could help you out. But as far as armor is concerned, it's not going to help you. So 2 options there. You can either go a very cheap HQ and add that weapon on top and then just let out a load of attacks and die within a few rounds, or put it on an expensive unit with a really good invuln save and feel no pain and try and survive the backlash of that weapon. Maybe something like that. Yeah, maybe that might work. So that's them. So World Eaters then. World Eaters Butcher Horde. Here, just the usual. Compulsory, core and auxiliary. Reroll traits, and you get 1 bonus here, Blood Mad. After both sides are deployed, including infiltrators, but before the first player begins their first turn, all non-vehicle units comprised entirely of models from this detachment can immediately make a 2d6 move. Roll separately for each unit. In addition, non-vehicle units and walkers from this detachment can reroll any failed charge rolls they make during the battle. So that's a pretty hefty bonus there, actually. Getting that sudden move up or back, whatever direction you choose, but it's 2d6 move for each unit, and you're rerolling failed charge rolls. So it's a real charge. I think the theme is a real charge at the enemy type style for these guys here. World Eaters. There they are. Nice theme there. It just adds that. People used to complain a bit about the slowness, I think, of Khorne type units, berserkers and so on. Now you suddenly get a jolt forwards with this bonus here, which is pretty good. So there they are, World Eaters, just there. here we go. 1,000 Suns. I'm going to find this one interesting. This is the faction or the legion I'm leaning to, but that's not for sure. But we'll see what comes up here. So, 1,000 Suns detachment. Blessing of Zinch. A unit with the Veterans of the Long War special rule is effective. When it's affected by blessing, the invuln save is improved by 1 till the start of your next psychic phase. So they're full of psychers, this legion anyway, and then you add some kind of blessing on, your invuln save is going to go up again. So 5 plus, +1 for Mark of Zinch, and then +1 again, I believe, make it a 3+ invuln. Same here, long Veterans of Long War at no points cost. Any demons must be Demon of Zinch. Any psychers can choose to generate all of their psychic powers from Discipline of Zinch. You can't take any unique units other than Aramon and Magnus the Red. Any units that can take Mark of Zinch must do so. Okay, so that's that. Next one's Blood Feud. They're in for it against the Space Wolves. All units with Veterans of the Long War special roll reroll failed to hit rolls in every round of close combat when attacking Space Wolves. However, all Space Wolves have hatred, 1,000 Suns. Special rule. Legacy of the Rubikai. Units of Rubic Marines are troops instead of elites. Okay, not bad. Increase in the invuln save is pretty cool. Okay, so here's the traits table. Arrogance of Aeons. Your Warlord has Adamantium Wheel special rule and can choose to reroll a single dice each time they make Deny the Witch. So K, the Warlord has Eternal Warrior special rule. Quite weak compared to some of the others. Afa Stride. Your Warlord and his unit is not slow but difficult terrain and do not suffer the penalty to their initiative for charging through difficult terrain. That's quite helpful. Your Warlord has 1 additional psychic power. That's cool. Walker of the Webway. Your Warlord and his unit have Deep Strike special rules. If they already had Deep Strike special rule, they do not roll for Scatter when they arrive. Nice. Then Lord of Flux. Enemy units within 12 of your Warlord treat all terrain, even open ground, as difficult. In addition, all models in any enemy units that run to a boost, go flat out, or charge within 12 must take dangerous terrain. Okay, easy to forget that one. A bit annoying here, sort of a lot of measuring, dice rolling, calculating to do for that one. So they're okay, not bad, not the best that's out there. Take a look at these artifacts now. So Astral Grimoire, 30 points for this. The start of the movement phase, pick the bearer or a single friendly infantry unit within 12 of the bearer. For the duration of the phase, that unit has jump unit type. Okay, possibly handy enough. Next one, Seer's, and it doesn't restrict you, so you could charge after it, I think, as well. Seer's Bane. Replace one of the bearer's melee weapons. Well, I think that would be handy, that one. You know, try and get in rapid fire, perhaps, with your Inferno bolt guns. And you just bump that unit out as jump infantry, get them in nice and close. So yeah, that's handy enough. And it's not one use only, I don't think. So no, that was helpful. That is helpful. Seer's Bane, 40 points. It's strength for the user AP 2, and then demon weapon of force, and then Bane of Wisdom. Against non-vehicle targets, the strength value of the Seer's Bane is equal to the bearer's leadership characteristic, and all to wound rolls are made against the target's leadership characteristic instead of their toughness. However, use the target's toughness values as normal for determining whether or not the Seer's Bane inflicts instant death. It's kind of weird. But he's going to be leadership 10. On average, he's going to be fighting leadership 9, 8. So, not bad. 40 points though, it's a lot. Helm of the Third Eye, 20 points. The wearer and enemy unit, any unit he joins can fire Overwatch even if they have slow and purposeful. Units that do not have slow and purposeful special rule can instead fire Overwatch a ballistic skill 2. Okay. Bad, again that might be helpful. Forgot about that rule for slow and purposeful, no Overwatch allowed. So you would have to watch out with that with 1,000 Suns. Staff of Arcane Compulsion, 10 points. It's just a standard force stuff here, all the same except for repelling sweep. Enemy units attempting to charge the bearing unit must subtract 2 from their charge roll. Nice, just a bit of protective stuff going on here for Thousand Suns. That might be handy enough, the repelling sweep. -2 from charge roll, not too bad at all. Right, next is the Coruscate here, 20 points, range 12, strength 4, AP 3, pistol, blast and soul blaze. Not bad actually, blast. A pistol has a blast template on it, 20 points, which is interesting enough. The Athenian Scrolls, 20 points. If the bearer makes a successful psychic test that includes 2 or more dice of the same number, the power has been manifested with such unstoppable force that the target cannot choose to deny the witch. Oh, that's pretty cool. 2 more dice rolls of the same number, which happens. 2 or more dice rolls of the same number. It's going to happen a fair amount of the time. Can't deny the witch. Yeah, pretty helpful actually, that one. There's some pretty good ones. They're not too expensive, a lot of them. It's not too bad. Okay, so Sons of Magnus. So 1000 Suns Grand Coven. You've got to take an auxiliary and a core. So a war cabal, which I was thinking of doing, and then an auxiliary. There's your Zangor warhead. So there you go. And I always thought a Forge Fiend, Mauler Fiend would look nice. I was just thinking of that as I was walking through here, going through the book, and it says here that I can take a Demon Engine, 1 unit. I can take a, there it is, a Forge Fiend, or a Mauler Fiend, or a Helldrake. Now, get this right, you can take just multiple auxiliaries, so I could just take as many Demon Engines as I want. I could go Demon Engine Helldrake, another Demon Engine Helldrake, another Demon Engine auxiliary of a Forge Fiend, a Mauler Fiend, and just keep adding them up because it's just multiple auxiliaries. So that opens it up nicely. I was wondering about that. So, I mean, just don't tell anyone, just thought of an idea for an army. a war cabal here. So you've got your nice Rubik Marines and Terminators. Then take a Zangor Warhead to fill the army out and to bury a good cycler in with them. And then to flank the army, put a Mauler Fiend either side, nice and cheap, paint it up in a nice Thousand Suns colour scheme, and then take a couple of Helldrakes for air support. Nice army there. That's actually a really nice army idea. Actually, and if I did that, these are the bonuses here. This could seal the deal. Lord of Fallen Prospero. You can reroll the result on the Thousand Suns table. Great. Here it is. Masters of Arcane Knowledge. If a cycler from this detachment suffers perils of the warp, you can choose to reroll the result. Not that amazing. In addition, cyclers from this detachment can attempt to manifest 1 additional psychic power in each psychic phase. For example, a Psychic Master level 3 could attempt to manifest 4 psychic powers. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, that's okay. Not that amazing, to be honest. Just that. But still, it wouldn't put me off. I think that's a nice theme. And as far as showcase is concerned, it would look really nice. So that's the Thousand Suns. Just there. Then, ooh, okay, we'll have to come to this. Thousand Suns tactical objectives, and then Discipline of Zench is here. So this is going to be interesting because it's a very psycho-heavy themed army. Those who dabble with the stuff of change seek to master the psychic essence, empowering Zench himself. Such individuals skirt the edge of sanity as they wield the forces of madness and mutation, blessing their allies and cursing their foes unto death. Zench lends immense power to those who win his favour with such displays, but always at a cost. Okay. So, this is going to be interesting. Zench's Firestorm, Warp Charge 1, this is the Primaris power here. It is a Witch Firepower, range 24, decent range, d6 plus 1 strength, so it's going to be between 2 and 7 in strength. Assault 1, Blast and Inferno. Each model that is removed as a casualty as a result from Zench's Firestorm, the remainder of the unit immediately take a further d3 strength 3 AP dash hits. These extra hits do not themselves generate more hits. So for each model, you roll d3. So you kill 2 models, I think it's 2d3 hits at strength 3. So decent against hordes and low armor save type models. So that's not bad. Boon of Mutation, Warp Charge 1, is a blessing that targets a single friendly character in 2. The character takes a Strength 4 AP-hit. If the character survives, you must immediately make a roll on the Chaos Boon table. Rerolling Dark Apotheosis. Nice, just a little bonus. Okay, next, Doombolt, Warp Charge 1. There's a beam, Strength 8 AP1. Assault 1, Detonate. If a Doombolt hits a vehicle and causes an explosion result, roll 2d6 for the explosion. Just a beam attack there, that's okay. Siphon Magic is a blessing that targets the Psyker. For the rest of the phase, each time a friendly model successfully manifests a psychic power within 18 of them, place a dice next to that model. Any dice secured in this manner can be used by the Psyker as a bonus warp charge, points. Okay, it's another blessing there. Remember, there's some blessings. When blessings are used on units, their inbound save goes up. Right, so next is Breath of Chaos, Warp Charge 2. I hope some of these are going to get quite nasty. So which firepower the following profile? Strength 1. It's a template weapon, Strength 1, but it's Poison 4+. It's AP 2. Assault 1 and Corrosion. Do not roll for armor penetration against vehicles touched by the template. Instead, they suffer a glancing hit on a 4+. So pretty nasty all rounder, that one. That's not bad, actually. Not bad. AP2 is nasty. Next one is Baleful Devolution, Warp Charge 2. It's a Focus Witch firepower. Range 18, Strength 6, AP2, Assault D6, Transmogrify. This is a weird power. Any terrain rolls of 6 with a special will have instant death. Any models that are slain, then you may immediately place a Chaos Spawn model under your control, as close as possible to where the slain models were standing. That's weird. Weird's cool when it comes to Chaos. That one's an interesting power. And then Treason of Zench, Warp Charge 3, is a malediction that targets an enemy non-vehicle unit within 24 that is not locked in combat. You can immediately make a shooting attack with every model in the unit as if it were a friendly unit. Then resolving these attacks, the unit counts as not having moved in the preceding movement phase. After these attacks have been resolved, the unit affected by Treason of Zench must immediately take a pinning test. Enemy non-vehicle unit within 24, not locked in combat. Yeah, that's cool. No, that is cool. Treason of Zench is cool. Those two powers there are good fun and cool. And you should be able to kick them out because it's going to be a heavy amount of Psykers in the army. So you should have enough warp charge points to do it there, even though it's warp charge 3. Then Gaze of Magnus is just there. That's the one we saw earlier on. Okay, so not too bad for them. So that's Thousand Suns with an idea floating around for potential army. Death Guard is next as we get towards the end here. So Death Guard, so we're looking for a nice theme here, a nurgly, tough, sort of rotten, disease type army here. So Gifts of Nurgle. Units have Veterans Along War, special rule, have Fearless and Feel No Pain, but reduce their initiative by 1. Fearless and Feel No Pain, brilliant. Reduce initiative by 1, I'm sure the players for Death Guard are still going to settle for that. Typhus and units of Plague Marines are unaffected. Inexorable Advance. Units have Veterans Along War, have Relentless, nice. And then Lords of the Plague Host. Units of Plague Marines are troops instead of elites choices. Okay. Right, so Warlord traits then for the Death Guard. Add 1 to your Warlord's Feel No Pain rolls. That's pretty cool. There, number 1. Number 2, Tainted Regeneration. Your Warlord has It Will Not Die. Yeah, these are all sort of toughness and saving throw, Feel No Pain sort of bonuses here. And next one, number 3 here, your Warlord and all friendly units from Death Guard formation or detachment within 7 of your Warlord at the start of the fight subphase are infected with contagious plague to the end of the phase. All enemy units are locked in combat with any units infected in this manner suffer D6 strength 1 AP4 hits with poisoned. Special rule, random at initiative 10. Next is Hulking Physique, add 1 to your Warlord's wounds. 5, Rotten Constitution, your Warlord has Eternal Warrior. And then number 6, Arch Contaminator. The effect of the poison special on any weapons wielded by your Warlord and any models in his unit are improved by 1. to a maximum of 2+. For example, if your warlord is joined by a unit of Plague Marines, their Plague Knives would have poisoned 3+ instead of 4+. That's pretty good. Not too bad. They're not overly amazing, but some pretty good ones in there. Then artifacts here for Death Guard. A Pus Cleaver is 10 points. It's just a poisoned melee weapon on a 2+. Plague, that's 10 points. Plague Skull of Glophyla, 15 points. Range 8, strength 1, but it's poison 2+. One use only, large blast. AP dash. Interesting. Shooting attack. Then Pandemic Staff, 30 points. Replaces one of the melee weapons. The bearer can also use the Pandemic Staff in the shooting phase. So for ranged attack it's 10 plate, poison 2+ AP5. Pretty good. And then melee plus, it's just a normal staff, force staff there. Okay, pretty good, 30 points for that. A Dolorous Knell, 25 points. All friendly Death Guard units within 14 of the bearer at the start of the fight sub-phase have fear for the duration of the phase. In addition, enemy units taking a fear test must do so on 3d6 instead of 2d6. Then Poxwalker Hive, 20 points. At the start of each of your turns, pick a friendly unit of Chaos Cultists within 7 to infect. I'd love to see themed Chaos Cultists like Plague Zombie type ones here if you're doing a Death Guard army. To infect with the Poxwalker virus. For the rest of the game, that unit of Chaos Cultists cannot run. Oh look, they are turning into zombies here, right? Or make shooting attacks, but they gain Fearless and Feel No Pain. This is it. In addition, at the start of each of your following turns, return D3 slain models to every friendly unit of infected Chaos Cultists within 7 of the bearer. Any models returned in this manner cannot be placed within unit coherency are lost. That is really cool. That's really, really cool. Probably go for that just for the whole start of it. And then a Plague Bringer, 35 points. Strength of the user, AP3. Demon Weapon, 4+, poisoned. Helpful enough, that one there. So, not too bad. That one's my favourite, I think, Poxwalker Hive. Just for nice theme there for an army, or an element of your Death Guard army putting together. So, Sons of Mortation then. The Death Guard Vectorium. Just the usual here, 1 core, 1 auxiliary. And then on top of that, you had your extras. Reroll traits, and then disgustingly resilient. Units from this detachment can reroll Feel No Pain rolls of 1, which isn't bad. And then Cloud of Flies. If an enemy unit targets a unit from this detachment that is 18 inches or more away, the target unit has stealth, but special whilst that attack is resolved. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, not too bad. So that's the objectives. And you've got Disciplines of Nurgle here actually, so we'll run through these. Nurgle's Rot. I think I've covered these before, but we'll just run through them here. Nurgle's Rot, Warp Charge 1. It's a Nova power with the following profile. Note that demons of Nurgle and models with the mark of Nurgle are unaffected. In fact, they find it rather refreshing. Range 6, Strength 2, AP5. Then it's Assault, D6 plus 1, Poisoned 4+, which is okay. It's alright because it's a Nova power, can hit multiple targets. Then number 1 here, Weapon Virus, Warp Charge 1. It's a malediction that targets a single enemy unit within 24. All the target units' ranged weapons have Gets Hot. Yeah, it's okay. It's not really that major, that one. Fleshly Abundance, Warp Charge 1. It's a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 14 inches of the Psyker. The affected model immediately gains D3 wounds. That's brilliant. That is really good. That's a good one. Blades of Putrefaction. It's a blessing with range 14. The melee weapons of all models in the target unit have poisoned. Whilst the power is in effect, any models already have poisoned, their melee weapons become 2+. Again, that's another good one. These are Warp Charge 1, so a low Warp Charge to get them off, but pretty decent bonuses here. That Fleshy Abundance is really good. Gift of Contagion, Warp Charge 1, and then it's a malediction that affects a single enemy unit within 48. Really good range on that. Roll on the table below to see what effect it has on every enemy model in the unit whilst the power is in effect. They are cumulative with the effects. So number 1 is a fly blown palsy. It's -1 attack and they get shrouded. Okay. Muscular atrophy. -1 strength, may not run. And then liquefying ague is -1 strength, -1 toughness. That's pretty good. Very helpful that for combats. Now, that's only warp charge 1 as well. Pretty good. But it's random though, so good one to cast to soften up a unit, prepare a unit as you go in for combat. Plague Wind is warp charge 2. It's a witch, firepower, range 12, strength 1, but it's poison 4+, it's AP 2, it's large blast. That's pretty good. These are pretty good powers actually, Discipline and Noble. And then Curse of the Leper, warp charge 2. It's a blessing that targets a friendly unit or a malediction if it targets an enemy unit. Okay, so you can either bless your unit or put it on the opponent. In either case, it must take a single unit within 21 of the Psyker. If Curse of the Leper is used to target a friendly unit or models in that unit have 1 to their strength and toughness characteristics whilst the power is in effect, that's really, really good. If used to target an enemy unit, all models must reduce their strength and toughness by 1. Brilliant power, that. Yeah, no, there's some very good ones in there. That Discipline of Nurgle is very, very good indeed. So, last one here then, Forces of the Emperor's Children. So, fueled by sensation, units of the Veterans of the Long War special rule have Fearless and Feel No Pain 6+, very good. Special rules with an icon of excess instead have Fearless and Feel No Pain 4+ special rules. Then in addition, if a model has Veterans of the Long War special is slain in the fight subphase before it's made any attacks, it can make a single attack at the end of the current initiative step before being removed as a casualty. You can easily forget that, it's not that major. And then Marks of the Cacophony, units of Noise Marines are troops instead of elites. Okay, then Warlord traits. Warlord has Eternal Warrior, 1. Quicksilver Reflexes, add 2 to your Warlord's initiative, not that good. Nexus of Debauchery, add 1 to your Feel No Pain rolls, that's okay. Psychotropic Aura, your Warlord has Fear. Any unit that's locked in combat with your Warlord must take Fear tests on 3d6. Stimulated by Pain, your Warlord gains 1 attack each time he loses a wound. However, if he recovers wounds, his attacks are reduced accordingly. And then Idol of Mindless Devotion, your Warlord can choose to automatically pass Lookout's rolls he is required to make instead of rolling. If your Warlord is a Demon Prince, you can choose to reroll this result. Okay, so they're a single, right? So artifacts then for the Emperor's Children. Intoxicating Exilla is 25 points. After deployment, make D3 rolls in the combat drugs table, page 124, to see what effect the intoxicating Exilla has on the bearer. All effects are cumulative, including what combat drugs command benefits should the bearer be part of a rapture battalion. Right, so artifacts here for Emperor's Children. Intoxicating Exilla is 25 points. After deployment, make D3 rolls in the combat drugs table. So page 124, to see what effect the intoxicating Exilla has on the bearer. All effects are cumulative, including what with the combat drugs command benefit should the bearer be part of a rapture battalion. Cool. That's 25 points. Shriek Waves, 20 points. Once per game, the bearer can make a special shooting attack instead of firing another weapon. This has the following profile. That's only one use only, this one. 12-inch range, strength 8 AP2. Assault D6 though, pretty good actually. Assault D6 is nasty. Mental trauma. Before making this attack, the target must first take a leadership test. If it's failed, you can reroll all failed to wound rolls. That makes it even better. It's 20 points. That's actually a pretty good one, that one. You could get 6 attacks there at strength 8 AP2, and possibly rerolling wounds as well. So that's a nasty. Yeah, one use only. If it's a one-shot weapon, it can be a bit of a waste. But this one is D6 shots, so I think that's pretty good. For 20 points, that's not too bad at all. It's a nasty sting with that one. A Soul Snare Lash is 20 points. Replaces one of the bearer's melee weapons. This bearer can also use his weapon in the shooting phase, in addition to firing his ranged weapon. So the ranged attack is strength 4 AP5, range 6, assault 2 and soul snare. Any to wound rolls of 6 are AP2, have instant death, so slight chance of getting that. And then melee, it's AP5 melee weapon, again soul snare, any 6 is instant death. It's alright, 20 points. Different. Then the Endless Grin is 10 points. The bearer of the Endless Grin is Fear. Enemy units must reduce their leadership by 1 whilst within 6. Okay, so small bonuses there. It's only 10 points there. Bolts of Ecstatic Vexation, 15 points. It can be fired from any bolt gun, bolt pistol, bolt gun, part of any combi weapon that the bearer is equipped with. The weapon's profile gains blast, ignores cover and pinning. Yeah, not bad. That's not bad. Quite a unique weapon. 15 points for that. And the last one here is Bliss Giver, 30 points. It's a melee weapon, AP3, demon weapon, melee, and then Cantonic Trance. Any model that suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds from Bliss Giver must immediately pass leadership test for each wound suffered or be removed from play. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's really good. For each wound suffered, so you've got a test for every wound, or you just get taken off the table. That one's really good. So some good ones in there. Shriekwave I like. Bliss Giver's pretty cool as well. And they're not too expensive actually in points. So Sons of Fulgrim then. It's an Emperor's Children Rapture Battalion. The usual compulsories there. So you re-roll traits and then combat drugs. After deployment, roll a dice and consult the following table to see what effect the combat drugs have on the characteristic profiles of all non-vehicle units from this detachment. So that you could get a roll of a dice. All the units could get +1 weapon skill, or +1 ballistic skill, +1 initiative, +1 strength, +1 toughness, or +1 attacks. It's very similar to Dark Elder there, but some good ones there. I mean, +1 strength or toughness or attacks. Those are all good ones. +1 ballistic skill actually for Emperor's Children is good as well. So that's pretty cool. And it's different each game you play. You're gonna potentially get something different there as well. So that's that one. There's Discipline of Slanesh here. So we'll run through these. Sensory Overload, Warp Charge 1. This is the Primaris power. It's Witch Fire power, 24 inches. Strength 4, AP 4. Assault 4, Blind, Concussive and Pinning, which isn't bad. It's not major though, Strength 4, AP 4. Hysterical Frenzy is a blessing. Targets a single friendly non-vehicle unit within 12. The target unit rolls on the table below to determine what effect all models in the unit gain whilst the power is in effect. So you could get +1 initiative, +1 strength, +1 attack. Remember adding that onto your combat drugs, you could stack them up there. Pretty good, actually. But it is random, it's D3. Delightful Agonies is a blessing with a range of 12. Whilst the power is in effect, all models in the target unit have Feel No Pain 4+. Not a good one. So it's a helpful power, that one. Only Warp Charge 1. Symphony of Pain is Warp Charge 1. It's a malediction, targets a single enemy unit within 24. Whilst the power is in effect, it's -1 weapon skill and ballistic skill. And any attacks from sensory weaponry that hit the target unit whilst the power is in effect are resolved at +1 strength. So another good one, Warp Charge 1. Sonic Shockwave, Warp Charge 1, is a Nova power, range 9, strength 5, AP 4, assault D6, ignores cover and pinning. Another good one. These are pretty good powers here. Oral Onslaught, Warp Charge 2, it's an 18-inch beam at AP 2, but it has Mental Anguish. Before resolving this attack, each affected enemy unit must take a leadership test. If failed, you can re-roll all 2 wound rolls made for this attack. And the last one, Apoletic Glee, Warp Charge 2 is a Witch Fire power, range 24, Assault 1 ignores cover, and then Ecstasy. If a unit is hit by Apolectic Glee, do not roll to wound. Instead, every non-vehicle model in the target unit takes a hit at its own unmodified strength. Okay, there's some good ones in there, definitely, for Slanesh. So that's the last legion there. Now there's these psychic disciplines. I actually cover these in the Traitor's Hate book, so you can check out that Codex review, and I go for each of these. Sinistrum, Heretic, Ectomancy, Geomortis as well there. So there's just some extra ones you can choose from. There's plenty of options available now for Chaos. They've added these extra ones in here as well. I think it's only fair Space Marines have got access to loads of new ones, so they've done it here for Chaos as well. That's just the weapons which we've covered, and that is it. So that's the review. there for Traitor Legions. Soft cover, this edition here. But Thousand Suns, I think, is the most exciting part here. I really do like the look of them. And then it seems like all of the Chaos Legions have some pretty good benefits, especially in their detachments there. I think they're all pretty good, some better than others, but all of them seem to have benefited pretty good there. So that will be good news for Chaos players. The armies, the different legions with their nice themes, have got some nice bonuses for them, so that's pretty good. Leave your comments and feedback, which legion in particular you have, and if you found that this book has really enhanced your army wherever it hasn't. Are any of the Chaos Legions at the same level of any of the Space Marine chapters? Leave your comments and feedback there as well. But that's the review for Traitor Legions. I've got mine from gamingfigures.com. 15% off for your Games Workshop stuff. Your order comes to over £100, then it's an extra 5% off on top of that. And then free delivery in the UK as well if your order comes to over £40. They do a load of other different gaming systems as well, all at a discounted rate. But there it is, Traitor Legions. Another review for Codex for Chaos on the channel. So we'll have to see what happens in the future. There may be more Chaos appearing over time on the channels, or both the channels, we'll have to see. But thanks for watching, and tune in next time.